battle against time to find quake survivors as Japan lifts tsunami warnings and death toll rises.
아, 近づかない。危ない危ない。大丈夫。あ。
Scenes of devastation emerged along Japan's western coast Tuesday as rescuers raced to save residents trapped in the rubble of a 7.5 magnitude quake that has triggered multiple aftershocks and killed dozens of people. The quake shook the Noto Peninsula in the central prefecture of Ishikawa on Monday afternoon, collapsing buildings, sparking fires, and triggering tsunami alerts as far away as eastern Russia. At least 48 people had been confirmed killed as of Tuesday afternoon. Japan's meteorological agency lifted all tsunami advisories along portions of the country's western coast Tuesday, but more than 24 hours after the quake struck, there has been limited access to the northern part of the secluded Noto Peninsula. Prime Minister told reporters after a disaster emergency meeting Tuesday that a destroyed road had cut access to the area. Officials in helicopters had flown over the peninsula, known for its coastal scenery and rural landscapes, and reported seeing damaged roads, landslides, and large fires, he said. The central city of Wajima, home to more than 27,000 people, appeared to be among the worst hit. Wajima City that 15 people were confirmed dead there. The coastal city is famous for its morning market and fine traditional lacquerware, but early surveys from the air on Tuesday revealed smoldering fires and large plumes of smoke engulfing streets of destroyed buildings. More than 100 shops and houses had burned down in Wajima Monday evening after a fire broke out following the quake. Earlier, the city saw tsunami waves of around 1.2 meters, 3.9 feet. The earthquake and tsunami warnings prompted thousands of people to flee coastal areas.
とりあえず川の中に収まってるだけいいわ。3メートル？ 3メートル。いや。こっちは大丈夫そうです。ああ、わからんか。です。
一発目到達中、津波一発目到達中、萩原橋到達、萩原橋到達中、うわ、一発目来ます。
As of Tuesday afternoon, more than 27,700 people in Ishikawa had taken shelter in 300 and 36 evacuation centers. Overnight rescue efforts. Prime Minister said Tuesday members of Japan's self-defense force had joined police and fire emergency teams in rescuing people from devastated areas overnight. Rescue efforts are a battle against time. Especially the victims of collapsed buildings have to be saved as soon as possible, he said. Japan's fire department said Monday it was responding to reports of people being trapped under damaged buildings. An elderly man who had been pulled from a house that collapsed in the quake was later confirmed to have died. Health officials in the city of Suzu said some doctors could not treat wounded patients because damaged roads meant they were unable to travel to work. Meanwhile, 45,700 households in Ishikawa remained without power Tuesday. Following the quake, no abnormalities were reported at nuclear plants near the affected areas. Four bullet trains, whose high-speed journeys were halted when the quake struck, trapping nearly 1,400 passengers inside for about 11 hours, resumed services Tuesday morning. The high-speed trains had been stranded between the central cities of Toyama and Kanazawa following the 7.5 magnitude tremor. Tsunami warnings lifted, but threat of aftershocks remain. Tsunami warnings were later canceled as the threat of further tsunami waves diminished. The first waves were reported hitting the coast just over 10 minutes after the quake. At least 35 smaller aftershocks were reported near the epicenter of the quake. Seismologists with the U.S. Geological Survey warned that aftershocks could last for months. An earthquake this big is going to continue to have aftershocks. It could easily have aftershocks bigger than magnitude 6, so that is going to be a hazard in its own right.
能登町松波エリアです。大変なことになっています。助けに来てください。
やっば。